Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, today we're going to be talking about the one, the only Xian crypto. Now, you know me, I'm super high on this crypto. I think it is personally a good play to have this cycle. I know some people in recent times disagree, but then again, every time price goes down, people just end up always hating on a coin. But then they're the same ones that buy in when there's a huge pump. Listen, right? Some of the latest updates surrounding Onyxcoin. We're going to go over some of these. We already discussed some of them, but just in case you are new to the channel or this is your first time, hearing about Xion, then we can go into it very quickly. So the Goliath testnet is live. We know that's a huge feature. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it is the testnet. I do believe we will see more of an impact in terms of Xion when when it's out there officially, right? The app version 2 just dropped. So, they are putting in the work. All of this came out within the last week or so, or the last little bit. So, they created a version 2 app. For me, this is what I'm looking forward to the most because we have 41.42% yield farming. Now, in the last video, I said, I'm going to do it later. And that's exactly what I did. I transferred my XCN from my other wallets into this, and now I'm farming at 41%. Very nice, right? Community rewards just hit wallets. So anyone, shout out to you guys if you got the rewards. All right, Goliath testers and node ops, exclusive access and incentive program details are out. So these are for the people that are doing the Goliath testing. And of course, Onyx is crushing it with testnet launches, app upgrades, and everything in general. So yeah, they are doing or they did a couple nice updates in the last recent times, in the last couple of weeks. So things are looking very well. Look, they also did say, big things are coming up for quarter 4, which I personally do believe, right? I do believe that in quarter 4, they're going to smash it. I know we're in quarter 4 right now, but we still have a lot of time, right? We still have a lot of time. We have the whole October, the whole November, and the whole December, right? Guys, we just literally started. So just be a little bit patient. Anyways, right? According to Crypto Ben, the top 10 promising projects with market cap under 400 million. And we can see he puts Exion as one of them, right? Some of the other ones are, um, Multiverse, right? What is this one? Oh yeah, this one. Zebek, right? Super Toshi, 1 inch. So he has some good ones listed over here. So respectable list, 20,000 followers. So yeah, I do trust this guy indeed. And plus, ladies and gentlemen, as we know, the technology for Xion is really nice. Like I said, the main reason why people are disappointed is because it's been mainly a sell-off the last few weeks. But people have to realize we literally pumped up an insane amount after going sideways for almost 2 years, like a year and a half to 2 years, we were going sideways. So even if you just bought somewhere in the middle of this whole entire sequence, right? Let's just say somewhere here, you could have made upwards of 42x. And that's the thing, people, right? There has to be a correction. When something pumps, anywhere, let's say, even from this top range, I believe it's an 18x, right? From here to here, right? 16x. So if anything pumps from 16x until this literal bottom here, boom, right? 16 to 58x, depending where you bought. Guys, there has to be some type of correction in order to pump again. It's just basic fundamentals. That's just how the markets work. Now we can see, ladies and gentlemen, we're kind of in this type of range. We have been kind of going sideways, but we've been slowly selling off as well. We can see ever since, let's just say September, we found some type of footing. We tried to attack multiple times up here, back up to 0.013, but we can see we've been getting rejected multiple times. Even as of late, October 2nd, we had a huge rejection, and we are consistently creating lower and lower highs. One person said they're leaving because I said that everything's going to be going down. And I just want to tell you, you can go fuck yourself because guess what? Everything has been going down. And I'm here to report the truth, not your comfort. I'm not your comfort lies. So if you think this channel is about comfort lies, then you might as well unsubscribe now because trust me, when things are going to pump to the top and I'm going to tell you, hey guys, I truly do believe with all my heart and all my good intentions that we are coming to the tops, and I cashed out. If you want to be that person that crashes and burns all your profits, go ahead, because I know there's gonna be a lot of delusional people when it's time to be cashing out, and by the end of the day, that's your problem, not mine. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are still showing very, very weak signs. In order for us to even potentially consider flipping, we need this weekly candle to end kind of the way it is right now. Very, very weak selling pressure, right? Because if we have weak buying pressure, but then we also have very weak selling pressure, that could indicate some potential pushes to the upside as one final attempt. As of right now, in terms of daily candles, even just in the last week, we can see, ladies and gentlemen, that we are consistently creating lower and lower highs, right? We have a high here, lower high, as of right now, lower high. We have a low, we have a lower low. So most likely when this candle closes, we will most likely just go down lower. We might see a little bounce from this zone, right? This zone might have one more final life in it, but in general, I don't expect it to do too much. Of course, we need confirmation, which is why, I make these videos practically every day for Exian, at least 5 times a week, I would say, for this crypto, because I know a lot of you guys do enjoy it. And because, ladies and gentlemen, I know that, it's very, very important to be updating you guys very, very often. I still have this sniper point set up right over here, right? So I'm going to be looking to be entering a position when it gets to 0.009. Now, of course, it is not promised, but with more and more data, with more and more evidence suggesting that we will be going lower, I do already have my limit set, and I will be looking to be buying a good amount of Exian, when we come down to these prices, right? Decent chance, of course, not guaranteed, because at the end of the day, I'm not the market maker, right? I'm just simply the guy that reads the data and the charts. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is ultimately going to be it. Now, I still believe Exian this cycle is going to do very, very well. I think at the bare minimum, if we were to flop, I mean, this is not really crazy. It would be a 5x, right? At least staking out these highs back in February. But I do think there's a great chance that we will be going upwards of 20 cents to take out these highs this cycle. Now, I know some people might think that is crazy, but when you go to something like Coin Market Cap, right? Coin Market Cap, go to something like Exian. When we go and see Exian's market cap, 20x is really, sub 10 billion. So for me, that is more than possible for a crypto like Exian. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye. Ladies and gentlemen, the time to get serious is now. The next few months are going to be the most crucial time of your lives. Okay. We're going to have crypto exploding, and this is the time to get a portfolio review. Right? You got to make sure you have the right cryptos. You don't want any old or dead coins, or you don't want anything that can give you little profits, right? So we provide a portfolio review. We've also been smashing it with the high probability meme coins. We hit an 11x, an 8x, and 5.5x in recent times. We also provide a weekly report on the crypto data, on the crypto analysis, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, on other altcoins as well. You get all this and a bunch more other benefits. Highly recommend joining the private community. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make some money.